In a quaint little town, where time seemed to slow down, there lived a man named Arthur, affectionately known to all as Grandpa Art. Grandpa Art was a pillar of his community, with a heart as warm as the summer sun and a smile that could light up even the darkest of days. But of all the treasures he possessed, there was one that held a special place in his heart: his garden. Nestled behind his modest cottage, Grandpa Art's garden was a sanctuary of color and life. Rows of vibrant flowers danced in the breeze, their petals unfurling like delicate works of art. Each morning, Grandpa Art would don his faded overalls and straw hat, his trusty gardening tools in hand, and tend to his beloved garden with the care and devotion of a doting parent. But Grandpa Art's garden was more than just a collection of pretty flowers. It was a labor of love, a testament to the bond he shared with his late wife, Eleanor. Together, they had spent countless hours in the garden, planting seeds of hope and watching them blossom into beautiful blooms. And though Eleanor was no longer by his side, her spirit lived on in every petal and leaf, a silent presence that filled Grandpa Art's heart with warmth. As the years passed, Grandpa Art's garden became a source of wonder and delight for the entire town. Neighbors would often stop by to admire the riot of colors, or to seek Grandpa Art's advice on their own gardening endeavors. And children would frolic among the flowers, their laughter mingling with the sweet scent of blossoms in the air. But perhaps the most special visitors to Grandpa Art's garden were his grandchildren, Lily and James. With their wide-eyed wonder and infectious enthusiasm, they brought a new sense of joy and vitality to the garden, turning it into a playground of imagination and adventure. Together, they would chase butterflies, build forts among the bushes, and listen spellbound as Grandpa Art regaled them with tales of gardening lore. As the seasons turned and the years rolled by, Grandpa Art's age began to catch up with him. His steps grew slower, his back ached with the weight of years spent toiling in the garden. Yet, even as his body weakened, his spirit remained as strong as ever, fueled by the love that surrounded him. One day, as Grandpa Art sat in his favorite spot in the garden, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Lily and James approached him with solemn expressions on their young faces. With trembling voices, they made a proposition that filled Grandpa Art's heart with pride and gratitude. They wanted to take over the care of the garden, to continue the legacy that he and Grandma Eleanor had started so many years ago. They had watched and learned from Grandpa Art, absorbing his wisdom like sponges, and now they were ready to carry on his work with love and dedication. Tears pricked at the corners of Grandpa Art's eyes as he looked at his grandchildren, overflowing with love and pride. In that moment, he realized that his garden was more than just a collection of flowers. It was a living, breathing testament to the power of love, a legacy that would endure long after he was gone. And so, with a grateful heart and a sense of peace, Grandpa Art passed the torch to the next generation, knowing that his garden would continue to bloom and flourish a beacon of hope and beauty in a world that sometimes seemed dark and uncertain. And as he watched Lily and James tend to the garden with the same care and devotion that he had shown for so many years, he knew that his legacy would live on, carried forward by the hands of those he loved most. You